Aries, this month is incredible for you, especially mid-month. I feel like while, yes, there may be a big focus on partnerships, whether that's clients, lovers, partners, whatever, maybe even therapists, I also feel like it's more so about who you are in relation to, or how maybe you've outgrown certain partnerships or friendships in some way. I think that you guys have a lot on your mind, and I think that you should probably keep some of those thoughts to yourself. There may be something that you're trying to work on. I don't think that this is the time to like share it with the world or tell everybody about your ideas. I think that you should have the idea, execute it, and then share it. So it's like you're not needing to tell anybody about this thing that you're working on or this thing that you're getting prepared to do. You just need to do it, execute it, and let the world see your progress, okay? Or let them see the finished product, I suppose you could say. So get ready. You guys are going to need to make a choice, especially regarding some kind of group involvement that you're in or some kind of bigger goal or dream. You have to make a choice. You have to be honest with yourself about it. So, without further ado, welcome if you are new here. My name is Violetta Alexis, and I've been a tarot reader for 4 or 5 years. If you're not new here, welcome back. I am happy to have you again. Let's go ahead and take a look at your reading, Aries. Okay, Aries, let's see you for mid-October. Your energy for mid-October, we have the Chariot. So you're very determined to have some kind of victory in your life. You can feel very motivated, like emotionally driven towards something. We have the Three of Wands, and this is for your challenge. So you're needing to explore, maybe you're needing to travel or venture out a little bit. I feel like you're needing to look for reasons to have fun instead of needing to look for more reasons to like maybe work or something like that, you know? Like look for reasons to celebrate. The King of Wands reversed for your recent past. So this can either be you or this can be a masculine person who was or maybe still is in your life. This could have been in like early October. The King of Wands reversed is somebody who is a little egotistical. They have a lot of pride. They can be like a male chauvinist or a misogynist as well. So if you're dealing like that with someone in your life, and that could be it. We have the Two of Pentacles for the near future. So this is like late October. You seem to be pretty busy, but you also have things under control from what I can see. But it's kind of one of those things like the Two of Pentacles is interesting because it's like, yeah, you're handling things, etc. But it can be like one wrong move and everything kind of falls apart, right? Not to like give you anxiety or whatever. The Four of Wands reversed for what's going on in your mind. Well, I think that's kind of interesting because the Three of Wands is your challenge. So the Four of Wands reverse in your mind, this can be like, oh, I don't want to put myself out there because I got rejected once, or I don't really want to go out because I feel like I could lose more weight or something. There can be some kind of insecurity that is on your mind that is stopping you from obtaining the reality that you want to live in. This can also be something around a home situation, a family situation, or some kind of maybe divorce or relationship, maybe. In your subconscious, we have the Six of Swords reversed. Okay, so I mean, clearly you're still attached to something from the past that you're having a hard time moving on from. Guess what? We all are, right? Not too much of a big deal. It depends. Then we have the Five of Cups for your advice. So, I'm going to be one of those cliche tarot readers and tell you that it's time to let go, right? But the Five of Cups is when we are focused on basically like the glass half empty. And again, I feel like you're needing to look for reasons to be happy or look for reasons to celebrate. Although that may be very difficult, especially because you guys have had Chiron in your sign. That's not like the easiest energy to deal with, quite frankly. And neither is Neptune, neither is Saturn. Saturn was in your sign, etc. So I don't know. I mean, I think that you have a lot of reasons to be happy. I think that you're just needing to try to shift your perspective. For somebody that you could be dealing with, okay, so we have the Knight of Wands. Well, I mean, the Knight of Wands is fun. It's easygoing, it's friendly, it's funny, right? It can bring a little bit of sauce to your life, I guess you could say. And then we have the Seven of Swords for your hopes and or fears. You may be trying to avoid something. There may be this like level of paranoia, maybe around groups. I only say this because this is Moon in Aquarius, and then I'm thinking of Pluto in Aquarius. It can definitely be like power in groups, dark motivations in groups. But it can also be positive. But for some reason, it almost feels like you believe that you're needing to hide something or avoid a certain group, from my understanding or for what I'm getting intuitively. The King of Cups for the end game in mid-October. So you may run into love. If you're looking for love, you can certainly have it, or this can be a relationship that is already established in your life. Seems like you have somebody here who's pretty supportive of you. Can also be that you're going to therapy for some of you as well. For others of you, if you're a masculine, then I would say that this is you. You could be falling in love. You seem to be very emotionally mature, very committed, right? The thing about the King of Cups is he doesn't always show his hand. He doesn't always show his vulnerability, but it doesn't mean it's not there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the theme. We have the Seven of Cups for the theme. So I feel like you have a lot of options that are available to you. But this is also about either seeing what you want to see or seeing the reality of a situation. So this can either be saying you need to fantasize a little bit more, allow for fantasy in your life just a little bit, right? Hello, Neptune and Aries. But it can also be saying it's time to make a choice. You have to decide. Okay. And so maybe that's what you're doing here in the near future with that Two of Pentacles, but let's see. So we have the Chariot here for your energy with the Devil reversed and the Six of Cups reversed. Well, you're not stupid. Like, you're very well aware that something that you've been holding on to for a long time is not healthy for you. So it can be that maybe you're still holding a grudge towards somebody. Maybe it's that you feel like it's really time to grow up. It's time to stop involving myself with these petulant games back and forth with people or whatever it is. And so because there's an awareness, there's hope to fix whatever the thing is, whatever the issue is. And so it seems like you're very determined to have a victory in whatever that particular subject is. So for some of you, if you feel like you've needed to mature, for instance, maybe you've needed to mature, maybe you feel like you needed to grow up a little bit, maybe you feel like you needed to change your friend groups or something like that because you just outgrew them, there's an awareness around that, and there is a very strong desire to be able to fix it. Okay, so it seems like you're changing your circumstances based on your awareness alone. Your challenge, we have the Three of Wands with the Ten of Swords reversed and the High Priestess. Wow. Okay. So I feel like you guys are needing to evolve based on the knowledge that you have at hand. Okay. For some of you, it can be that you are needing to take your knowledge and pour it into the occults. Maybe you need to become a tarot reader. Maybe you need to focus on meditation more. I feel like a lot of you guys maybe do need to shut your mouth. Or I think that the last person you want to tell to shut their mouths is probably an Aries. But nonetheless, the reason why I'm saying this is because that Seven of Swords is in like your fears, and your hopes as well. So there may be this desire to move very strategically, do things maybe not necessarily underhanded, but in quiet, in reflection, behind the scenes. And that's probably what it's telling you to do. So there may be something that you want, something that you're ready to go after. And it's saying, like, okay, you have the knowledge to acquire this thing, you have the knowledge to go after it, but you're needing to grow up, or you're needing to evolve. You're needing to become that high priestess or the divine feminine or the divine masculine or whatever it may be in order to acquire this, in order to acquire this evolution. Because it's not that you don't have the knowledge or the awareness, it's that you just simply need to apply it. Okay. Now we have the King of Wands reversed for the recent past. So this could have been early October. The Wheel of Fortune reversed. And then the Nine of Cups reversed. This is your classic, like, now let me be very literal, okay, about it. If we're looking at like the literal interpretation of these cards, and the best way that I can describe it would be like a male chauvinist who refuses to change and always wants control. And he does that by focusing on his own selfish desires. Now, I don't know if that was you. I don't know if that was somebody else, but that is definitely a doozy. Okay. That is not particularly someone you want to be around because it's going to feel like you are arguing with a brick wall or slamming your head into the wall over and over and over again. So if this was you, I really hope you changed it. If this is not, I hope that you moved on. And maybe that's what that Six of Cups reverse is about, letting go of grudges, letting go of certain partnerships that don't align with you anymore, or maybe letting go of partnerships that are maybe a little too superficial. In the future prospect, which could be, late October, we have the Two of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Cups reversed, and the Three of Swords reversed. If I'm going to be honest, I don't really feel like you're making time for love. Okay, that's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong. I know that if you're an Aries rising, Venus and the Sun, or you're in your seventh house, but it makes me feel like with that Two of Pentacles, Ace of Cups reversed, Three of Swords reversed, I don't really feel like you're necessarily prioritizing love. You're prioritizing yourself. And even if you are open to love, you're not really putting others before you and your own needs. And sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we need to make sure that how we relate to people is not by pouring ourselves into we're completely empty into another person. It's about having the standards that we need to have for ourselves and focusing on what we need. Because sometimes we can lose ourselves in relationships that way. So I think there's a big transformation that you're likely going through in regards to that. I think that you have a lot on your plate right now. I think that you may be a little bit busy, and that's okay. I think that you have your priorities in order, and I think that you're making practical decisions. So I don't totally hate this energy. I really don't. We have the Four of Wands reversed. And this is for what's on your mind with the Three of Pentacles reversed. There's something again about groups here. Okay. There's something about collaborations or groups or who you are with other people or whatever. It very much makes me feel like there's this thought in your brain about where you're really invested in when it comes to the people that you want to work with, coworkers, what you want to do out there in the world, maybe, but there's kind of an insecurity, or you kind of are maybe feeling unwelcomed, maybe a little ostracized, maybe a little out of place. And you're thinking, like, okay, where do I need to put my time, my energy, my resources in order to get the biggest benefit? Can I get some guidance for that with my oracle cards, please? We have seek truth, embrace clarity as revelations unfold, keep an open mind for answers illuminate the path to understanding. Okay. So it's asking you to just be honest with yourself is what I think. Like be honest with yourself. And the best way that you can do that is by be honest with yourself about, how you've presented yourself to others, okay? And how is that affecting your relationship with people? And I mean, there's a big focus on relationships regardless, whether it's romantic, friendships, coworkers, it doesn't matter with that Venus and Libra energy. So I feel like we're all going to be learning who we are in relationships and who we are on our own. But nonetheless, it's going to also ask you, do these relationships really value what I bring to the table? Am I bringing anything to the table? Do I need to do more? Do I need to do less? Why am I not allowing people to come into my vicinity? Why am I not allowing new friends in? Why am I not allowing collaboration? So it's really going to be asking yourself like the hard questions. That's what this really is about. And then for your subconscious, what's going on in the depths of hell? No, I'm just kidding. We have the Six of Swords reversed, the Lovers reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Oof. Someone didn't value you. That's what I got from that. Someone did not value you, or at least that's how you feel. And it has created a lot of insecurities within you. Some of you maybe overgave quite a bit, and you're still stuck on that because you believe that the validation that this person did not give you is a direct reflection of your own worth. However, I feel like you're going to clear that out because you're taking a more emotionally mature approach in regards to your awareness around these relationships. So it feels like there was something that was not reciprocal that still kind of sits with you till this day and messes with you a little bit. Can we get some guidance for that as well? Small steps, the small wins, the small triumphs, the everyday victories, celebrate them. They will take you there. So, if you're doing that where you're like, oh, this person didn't love me, so I'm not lovable or whatever. And now keep in mind that this is your subconscious. So it can kind of be your blind spot a little bit. Okay. And Saturn retrograde in Pisces is already kind of asking us to review these things. How have we been our own worst enemy? What do our emotional boundaries look like? Have we crossed other people's emotional boundaries, etc.? But like start to look at the ways that you find yourself valuable. Start to find this, instead of having this like confirmation bias, try to find the ways that you are lovable or that you are worthy and remind yourself of these things. And then keep creating more opportunities that will confirm that perspective for yourself. So whether that's like working out, whatever, okay? The 5 of Cups with the Page of Cups reversed and the Judgment. This is for your advice. Woo! Well, this is going to sound really harsh, okay? But this is kind of what it's saying. And excuse me, I have pretty much an unaspected Mercury and Libra in the 6th house, and so I can be a little blunt. Um, so, you got to get to a point where you stop feeling sorry for yourself and you stop being mad at everybody else. You stop woe is me is kind of the vibe, what you couldn't get, what shoulda, woulda, coulda, like it's not serving you. And it's about just taking full accountability. I'm getting a lot of this energy lately. I got that for Taurus and Gemini as well, I believe. And so this is just about taking a look at your past and being very honest with yourself about how you got there and then turning things around. That's pretty much it. Then we have the Knight of Wands for somebody that you could be dealing with. Okay. What is this person's intentions with Aries? I need one more for that. Be careful, okay? There may be somebody who comes in, they're fun, loving, they're very free spirited, they may be funny, they could be a Sagittarius or a Libra or Leo here. But nonetheless, it's like, I don't think that this person is like a bad person. I think that they want partnership and everything, but I don't really know if they're ready because they seem to be overcompensating in some way to kind of impress you. It seems like this person wants your attention, they want some kind of validation, they want you to see them, and they may kind of go out of their way to impress you, but I feel like they could overpromise and then it could end up being a bit of a disappointment. So just a word of caution in regards to that. The 7 of Swords, hopes and or fears, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. You really want to put a big focus on your dreams, goals. We have Aquarius here again. There may be something that you're wanting to work on with groups, or maybe you're wanting to work on something and kind of share it with the world. Maybe it's knowledge, maybe it's, I don't know, a tutorial, who knows, right? Whatever it is. But for some reason, you fear sharing it with the world, or you know what this is giving? Like they say, don't tell anybody about what your plan is until you execute it. Okay. And I feel like that's very real because what we do, and we don't realize that we do this, but like, let's say that we want to write a book and we're like, okay, that is a great idea. I'm going to do that. Right. And then we go and tell somebody else, oh, I have this great book idea and this is what I'm going to do. And blah, blah, blah. And, the person says, wow, that's a really great idea. I love that. Good for you. We're already getting this little reward before we're even starting. And subconsciously, we feel like we've done something. We feel like we have accomplished something because we're getting some kind of confirmation or we're getting some kind of validation from another person when we haven't done it yet. So what I want to say is like, don't, count your chickens before they hatch, or, um, you know, um, don't go and tell the world about your ideas and It doesn't mean like you can't bounce ideas off of people and things like that, especially if you're forced to work in groups or something. But I feel like this is more so about you really wanting something to be really good. Don't be too hard on yourself. Just shut your mouth and work on it. Okay. Because I feel like whatever this is could end up being very healing for you and, dare I say, others. The King of Cups. This is for kind of the end of mid-October. Page of Swords reverse and the Four of Wands. What's the guidance for this, please? Fulfill promise. Stay committed to your path for each step forward. brings you closer to your destined fulfillment. Okay. It's kind of interesting because you had that four wands reversed in your mind, and now we have the four wands in the upright. So it seems like you're getting out of your head a little bit. Why is the Page of Swords reverse? The Eight of Cups reverse. Okay. I'm not trying to be cliche, okay? But this could be like a past partnership that comes back around. This may be somebody who's assuming you want them to come back around. Okay, maybe. Or it could be somebody new who may be assuming something about your past. But I don't think this person necessarily has bad intentions. What's this person's intent? Need one more. Okay, the Four of Cups reversed and the Eight of Pentacles. This person is trying to help you overcome some kind of circumstance that you need to get out of. It seems like they meet some kind of standard, or they essentially want to meet your standards. And this person is very mature. Like, they have a very mature stature, they have a very mature attitude about things. This person could end up having feelings for you, or this can just be a very grown, masculine, scorpionic kind of person who is maybe assuming something about your past, or trying to learn about your past. I don't feel like it's with bad intent. Usually the Page of Swords reverse can be like bad intent, but I don't feel like that's their intent. They maybe, it almost feels like you need to clear the air about something. This person could be questioning about maybe some promise that you made. Okay. Or you may be questioning a promise that they made, or you may be assuming. Anyway, I don't think that this person has bad intentions. It seems like they are really trying to put in an effort, or really work with you, or commit to you in some way. But it looks really positive. This person's going to make you feel seen and heard and welcome. So your advice for mid-month is one last move. You have come far on your journey. Keep going, and you will soon see what you have accomplished. So again, I'm getting that energy of like, keep your mouth shut with that High Priestess there, because that's your challenge. Like, you can expand on something, but you have to learn from the past. Like, especially if you've overshared with people or something like that. Adapt to transformation. Embrace change with open arms, for it is the catalyst for your evolution and growth. Okay, I feel like we saw that in your challenge as well. Let's get one more, and then we'll call it. I don't need two, just one, please. Let's get one more. Ride the current. Embrace change, flow with the rhythm, and release resistance. Answers unfold in the dance of transition. So there's a lot here about like, keep pushing forward. The thing that you want will be yours. I do feel like you're gonna have to make a decision. Okay. Oh my God, I didn't even see this Three of Cups reverse behind there. I would be careful of any gossip, rumors, drama. I really would. I feel like somebody's questioning you about that, because I do feel like there's something with people who are like questioning your motives, or maybe immature people, or something like that. Okay. So maybe you guys are needing to switch up your friend group. I'm not really sure, but nonetheless, it looks to me like you're really needing to transform something in your life. I feel like that's going to start with you. But it's asking you to keep going. It's asking you to kind of go with the flow. And you will see in time the answers that you need during and or after that transition. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at www.violettaalexis.com. If you would like to book a scheduled session with me, or text and or call spontaneously, you can do so at hipsy.com/violettaalexis. All of that information can be found in the description box below, or in the pinned comment in the chat. Thanks a lot, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great mid-October.